All right, after a bad colony inspection a little over a month ago, I think it's right at 30 days, it is time to go back out to the bees today. We are not doing anything crazy. I am just going out to check them and kind of get into the new rhythm of getting the smoker lit, making sure I have my sugar water spray, taping up my suit, moving very slowly. I have new hive tools I am going to be using, so I've taken a lot of suggestions from comments and things that I should know already, and we're gonna put those into action today. So I'm planning on only being out there for like 5 or 10 minutes, super, super short. I just have to get back into it because I'm getting a wee bit nervous. So come along and wish me luck. So it might not look like much right now, but I have scissors and duct tape. There were a couple little tags on the suit that were black and red that in videos when I would watch, it would seem like bees would clump together on those areas. I think because of the black and red. I'm not sure why they would put those colors on a bee suit, but neither here nor there. So I cut those off this morning. This neck section around here has that chunky zipper and then Velcro that goes over top of it. So I am going to be, once I get it on, I'm going to be taping that from the front and the back shut. So even if one were to crawl up there, it would be stopped by tape. And that is kind of what we're doing with that. I also got a glass bottle the other day. I think it could be anything that you wanted it to be. But this is filled with half a cup of sugar and 2 cups of water, warm hot water, to mix it. And people have been saying that you can use smoke, but if needed, you can also just lightly spray the bees with this because then it will make them focus on cleaning themselves rather than flying around. So I'm gonna have this just in case. Like I said, I'm trying to get myself as prepared as possible. So when there's a smooth hive inspection and I don't need to use anything, great. But if it goes a little south, then I have this stuff to use. Some people, I've seen all sorts of ratios. I've seen people saying 1-to-1, but then other people would say that's too heavy for their wings and you might end up drowning them. And then some people have said 1-to-5 ratio, which others have said it's too diluted. So I did half cup sugar, 2 cups water, shake it around, and we are left with this concoction. Smoker is outside. I have filled it with little smoker pellets and pine needles. I've seen a lot of people use different things, burlap, pine needles, palm fronds, the pellets that you can get at the store, other things. We have tons of pine needles in our yard, dried ones. So I did a couple of the pellets that I had left and then I filled that bad boy up the rest of the way with pine needles. So I'm gonna go light that in a second. And then I am gonna have my husband supervise everything from inside of my car. So he's gonna drive over to the bees and just keep an eye on anything in case I need help. All right, this is after about 20 minutes of doing my very quick bee inspection this morning, and these pine needles are still smoking. So happy to report that pine needles are the absolute way to go with a smoker. And I used my spray bottle a couple times just for the stragglers that were flying around, but I think they were just foraging, so nothing really to report with that. I only did a couple spritzes out of that, used my smoke, and smooth sailing. So these are conditions today. You can see it's a little windy, but we do have blue skies. Now my inspection, or I went to go out with the bees probably 2 hours ago and it was sunny. So I did make sure that there was sun before I went out to go check on the girls. All right, people. Very exciting news, at least for me. I went back out to the bees this morning, got all suited up. It's crazy. I didn't think I was nervous until I started thinking about going back out there. And then we have had bad weather and hurricanes. So it's been a little over a month since I've been out there. And then you hear horror stories on how when you don't check your bees for a month, they freak out on you. So this morning, it's a little windy, but the sun did come out this morning and my husband was home. I wanted to just get the first initial outing over with. I was a lot more nervous than I thought I was going to be, but I had my smoker, I had my sugar water spray, the pine needles work wonders. I taped up over all of the zippers of my suit, so I looked a little wild, but my husband sat there and watched me the whole time. I'm not gonna call it an inspection because I went out. I just looked in the honey super for probably 5 to 7 minutes. I moved very slow. I made sure everybody was calm and happy. It definitely looks like they've eaten some of their honey just because of the bad weather, which is to be expected, but there's still probably 6 or 7 out of 10 frames full of honey, and they're starting to cap it. So that's exciting. So we should be able to maybe harvest like 1 more or 2 more frames before we start getting chilly down here. And then I'll probably leave them alone for most of the winter. And I want to do a mite treatment as well. But I know I need to get back in there and check the brood. From what the honey looks like and from what the bees look like and the activity, it seems like they have a good queen in there. Like I said, I'm not going to know until I go back in. I didn't want to go too crazy my first one back. I just kind of wanted to practice going really slow and using my new hive tools and making sure everybody was calm, and then me staying calm as well. I'm a very calm person, but this stuck with me and freaked me out a little more than I had anticipated. So just wanted to report back. I didn't have my phone out. Like I said, I was so focused on the bees and keeping them calm and keeping myself calm. I didn't want to mess with my phone or set up a video. So next time you guys will get to see the inspection again, and then you guys can give advice and critique all you want. I've gotten so many good comments and so much constructive criticism and advice on the last couple of bee videos that I really appreciate. I know I'm going to make someone mad no matter what I do. I've also had comments telling me that I need to quit because I'm incompetent and I'm abusing my bees. So obviously I know that's not true, and I'm a beginner and I'm just learning. I would like to do this for the next 40 plus years. So any advice or any advice or tips that you guys have, I am more than happy to take into consideration. I've watched back all of my inspection videos. I do realize that I've been moving faster than I should have, which I think is irritating the bees. I am being a little too rough on frames. I have proper hive tools now. I have proper smoking setup that I'm going to use. I've had it and I've used it before, but it's just been sitting in the garage. So I think I'm good with the stuff. Now I just need to put it into action. And when they're calm, I'm calm. And when I'm calm, they're calm. So I look forward to reporting back in a couple of weeks. I am going to start feeding them because I know now we're getting into our fall down here. And based on them, having to eat some of their resources because they weren't able to find any, I am going to start feeding sugar water. So I will probably go out there today and start that, and then I will plan to check on them in a couple of weeks here. I don't want to check on them too much, but I still want to check on them enough. And then I might do that mite treatment then as well. Once I pull the last honey for the season, I'll go ahead and put that on. But thank you all for the support and for following along this journey, and I am very happy